process, whether you decide to decrease your dose, space out your dose, or come off of it altogether. I think it's a gradual process and not just a, hey, I reached my goals, so there you go, I'm done. These are very different medications than former weight loss medications that were used.
Yeah, I also think it kind of depends on the person. Some people like will be at like 15, hit their goal weight like Mounjaro tirzepatide, and just every week they're slowly going down. They get to the bottom, they're like, I'm still losing weight and come off. And other people will drop one dose and start to be hungry again or kind of struggle. So it's super individualized. And like with our patients, we just kind of play with it. Sometimes you go down for like 2 weeks and then, go back up for a week, to kind of get control again and slowly go back down.
And I think too, it's a lot of, metabolic damage, food noise, like why we're on it. I've had these problems for 45 years. Even my husband the other day said, so you'll be on it for 45 years. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of the plan. So I don't know. All I know is the next Monday I'm taking it.
Yep.
Amy said, advice when you've lost all the weight, all but the belly on Mounjaro and type 2 diabetic. I would say then you haven't lost your visceral fat, so you're probably not as low as you need to be.
I agree. Yeah, you still got more weight to lose, unfortunately, if that's you still have fat to lose. Yeah. Like some people, unfortunately, it's their belly. Some people, it's like their butt or the back of their arms. Like you never know where it's gonna come off first or end up last.
Yeah, and if it's inside beneath your abdominal muscles, then that's a bad place to have extra fat. It's better to have flabby arms, yay, than fat on the inside. Marcia said, I'm thinking, how long were you on the lowest doses? I'm on the lowest and have zero hunger. Isn't that a beautiful thing? I had that for a long time. So I had that for about 3.5 months, and then I got hungry, and then I had to go up to 5, and then I was on 5 with a couple of 7.5s in there for a year. And now I'm on 7.5 for a couple of weeks in a row. I don't know if it's going to stay there. I still have to stop doing stupid things that will mitigate the drug, which is dumb, like eating a whole bunch of frozen yogurt, which was a bad idea. And because my YouTube did not connect the first time, we are now live on YouTube. So welcome. I'm Dr. Bo. I'm not a doctor on social media. So that's the short version of disclaimers. This is not medical advice. Don't be dumb. That was probably inflammatory, huh? I probably shouldn't say that.
Yeah, you can get banned again.
Right.
Same words.
Same words, period. Right. Except I can swear the F-bomb like left and right and nobody cares. So, all right. Math, Neil, you're up. Oof. Just tirzepatide today. Dosage is 15 units, 18 mgs per mil. What's the actual milligram dose I'm getting? Didn't know we'd be getting math problems today.
I don't have any paper. I always do it on paper.
Hold on, I need a calculator, but my phone's doing the TikTok. So
yeah, same.
So if you're one of our patients, super easy. Just message us and we will tell you exactly what to take.
Hold on, let me find it. But now I got to find it because she's not one of our patients probably. So we need to help her. Hold on a minute. Calculator. Who doesn't stays the same? Yep. Well, the good news is that also changes. For me, everything changed once I hit where my body was done losing a bunch because I don't know. And that's kind of what I expected to happen. Okay, hold on. So 15, 18.
2.5.
2.5, 15 divided.
Well, it came out to 2.7, but I mean.
Times 18. Yeah. So you are on 2.7 milligrams with 15 units if it's 18 mgs per mil. So a unit is 1/100th of a milliliter. So if you want to write that out with the mils and the, fractions and stuff. Yeah. That's how it works. Oh, and I still didn't put my links anywhere. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. You guys keep reading these questions because I got to put the links up. Third week in hungry. Yeah, go up.
Hoping when I go up, I'll see a change. For a lot, so in the studies, I don't know which medication you're on, but in the studies of both tirzepatide and semaglutide, the majority of people did not experience weight loss at those very early doses. So those of you that do experience decreased appetite at those early doses, consider yourself lucky because Myself, Amanda, did not. Those early doses did not help a lot. It took me until 7.5 to really feel much appetite suppression. Semaglutide is a bit different for me. So yeah, it's very individualized.
And it's not uncommon. Like, all reading through Reddit, people freak out. They're like, I've been on 2.5 for, 4 months and I'm still losing weight and I have no appetite. Should I go up anyway? And, no, not if you don't need to. If it's still working, some people just get lucky.
Yep.
Especially if they do, the compound route, it's way cheaper that way.
Absolutely.
And I'm same. Let me see. Somebody just posted, I've decided I'm done losing weight, but I'm still on 10 milligram Manjaro for like a year and a half. Okay. I guess, I don't have a problem with that because that's where I need to be. The question is, are you saying you don't want to be on it? That's a different question. But yeah, I'm 10 and I'm stable.
Yeah.
I'd like to lose a little bit more, but
Yeah, I mean, if you're done, if you're saying you're done losing weight and you're still losing weight, it's time to start dropping the dose. But if you're maintaining, you stay there as long as you need to.
Yep.
Are there
Agreed.
drawbacks to going up? Well, if you're on compound price, if you are already having side effects and you go up, more side effects typically. Some people never get them. Some people get them occasionally. But yeah, if you need more appetite control, is what we typically tell our patients, and you're not having side effects, it's time to go up.
Are compound medications safe? We worry most about sterility. Potency is a benefit, but we worry about sterility mostly. If I did not think it was safe, I would not inject it. So I'm not just someone who's pushing this drug for money. Okay. I don't get money from Eli Lilly. I don't get money from the pharmacies that we use. I believe in it because I've watched what it had done for me, and it organically came out of that to all of you. So if you're not comfortable with it, I don't push it on people. If people want to go get brand name and they, have to stay at 2.5 because it's all they can find in their town or whatever, I'm okay with that. I don't, we don't, we're not just here for that. Have you ever heard of Zepbound causing a low-grade fever like 99.6? I have not. I'll do, it's not a metabolism booster like that, but I don't know if it can do that. Sugar makes my temp go up. My Oura ring tells me that. My heart rate might go up a lot.
Is it because you're burning it rapidly?
No, my
You're
fat
storing it?
otherwise. My body is so good at keeping that extra sugar.
All right, so I'm gonna hit this one. Why is it so expensive? Years and years and years of research and development is the first thing. I mean, they've been researching these things since the 70s. Kind of had the first injectable in about 17, 18 years ago that didn't work as well as these ones. And now with the new receptor with like tirzepatide, that's why they're charging so much. They didn't want to get their money back. In this country, it's up to your own opinion why it's so expensive compared to other countries. But yeah, they're getting their money back. That and people are willing to pay it.
Yes. And those countries will piggyback on our research because we do it. So yeah, that's why. Part of why. Yeah. Hold on. Somebody asked. Oh, hi, Christy. Hold on, I'm scrolling. Can we reach a set weight and our body refuses to lose more? Because your body won't go below 148 and 150. So I don't know if you're 5'10. I don't know if you're 5'2. That's part of it. Also, you might be losing very, very slowly. I would have told you in the beginning that my body would not go below the 130. And then I looked at the daily weights and it was like very slowly down. So it was moving. It was so excruciatingly slow. But if you only weigh once a week, you're not going to see it, right? That's why I do daily weights. And it's pretty funny because I'm thinking about, I'm like, I don't remember what I weighed this morning because I do that. I do that to desensitize myself mostly, but then I can go back and look at the trends. If I start, my brain gets crazy and I start saying, I'm not losing or whatever. Cause like, I mean, right now I am working more on food quality and really, really not taking any compulsive bites.
So she's saying she's 5'3" and muscular and been on GLP-1s for 22 months.
I mean, at what dose? Because I mean, I know previously my set weight was like my low set weight, because there were several in there, right? But my low set weight was like 152. And for the life of me, no matter what I did, I could not drop below the 150 threshold. The GLP-1 helped, but it's still getting below that threshold was, it took some time. So I don't know what dose you're on, but if you've been on it for 22 months, we talked when we first came on about, now you're on MJ 10. So you could go up on the MJ. We also talked when we first started about our 5 pillars. So we would tell our people to look at those 5 pillars, which are protein and food quality. Your protein goal for females is minimum 100 grams of protein a day, front load in the morning with a goal of 50 grams by lunch. And then food quality kind of plays into that. Stress, everybody's least favorite, but how do you mitigate the stress that's coming into your life? Sleep, 7 hours a night, minimum restorative sleep, and movement. Are you moving around some? Those are our pillars. If you're hitting all of those things, the next thing we would suggest is to track for a couple of weeks and really see exactly what you're taking in. Because if you're not losing, you got to drop below that. That's just the mathematical hard truth.
Ooh, I like that. I like that phrase. Thank you. Sleep, what's that? I know, right?
Yeah.
Don't eat a half a gallon, a quart of frozen yogurt before bed. It disrupts that.
Yeah. Or have any, major life change
Stress.
that you can't avoid, just.
Menopause. Yeah.
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 We've got lots of things to say about sleep hygiene and such. Oh yeah, Emily said that. Sorry. And you asked that before, Emily, and then we forgot you. No, we didn't forget you. We scrolled. Emily said, I'm also a gastric bypass patient, 8 years post-op. Will the low dose work well? We have no idea. We could have I had 50 pounds to lose and the lowest dose worked great. We have people with 10 pounds to lose that need to be, that's a can of worms, right? We have people that come to us with 10 pounds to lose and they'll have to go up to 15. So we really don't know how your brain and body will react until you take it. And so let me grab the haters before they start. Why would you give a patient with only 10 pounds to lose tirzepatide? And I bet we have 81 people on here that I bet 30 of you can answer that question, because it's not about the weight. It's not about the weight, but it's about the behaviors that get you the weight. It's about the mental struggle. I always inquire. The first question I'll ask, if you go, make sure we grab Julie's protein stuff too. But my first question when you come to me and say, I only have 10 pounds to lose, so why can't you lose it? If it's only 10 pounds, you should be able to do that yourself, right? The real way. What's the problem? Then we start digging. Okay, I'm super stressed out. I hit menopause. I was on steroids for blah, blah, blah. I did this, I did that. My brain is a shit show like mine. There's lots of reasons why it's only 10 pounds. Oh, see, Angela, you are my people. And for the people on YouTube later, I have to remember this. Angela said I had 20 to lose and have the most horrible food noise when I don't take tirzepatide. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. It's just, and it makes me get like, honest to God, teary that I have no food noise today. It's amazing. But I'm not happy with that answer. I love that. That's friggin' fantastic. Yeah, I know. I hear you. Yeah, maybe, you know what? And Marcia, so I didn't have any of those things except for I had high cholesterol, but that's because I ate like shit, right? I didn't have anything. My blood work was otherwise totally fine. I was just nuts. Hold on. I didn't see what she said out loud. What was it? I get mine from Cypress Compounding Pharmacy here in Houston. Yeah, oh, I don't know anything about them.
No.
I'm like, let's check them out. Because we absolutely love reputable compounding pharmacies. So we will check them out. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna Slack right now. Slack to my pharmacy communicator. Oh, hold on. Oh, I could do that. I didn't know that. That's hilarious.
What's that?
If you swipe, I'm not used to swiping, right? I've been married for 25 years. The comments get bigger so I can read them. I could probably even take my glasses off. Yep. 1 minute. Yep. I'm old.
Yep.
That's why I'm a grandma on the TikTok, man. This is how we roll. I'm not a grandmother, by the way.
No.
Oh, here we go. So does anybody know anything about Amble? I actually talked to somebody on Facebook the other day, because we like to know, sorry, it's hot outside. We like to know who the good providers are out there. And I've heard good things about Amble. I don't know about their support because that's our big thing. We only practice in like 11 states at this point. We'll probably get to 15 and then within the next few months. But I heard good things about Amble. Joy Mochi is, of course, a good one across the states. Nikki Baldwin with Hamilton Telehealth and Maribel Campos are usually the two we refer to because they're small practices like ours. But Nikki has actually stopped taking video visit states for a little while. She needs to decompress. She's going on vacation. So, but if you want to see our states, it's AMS Telehealth, AMS Active Medical Solutions, Telehealth. There's my log.com. We do not practice in New Mexico, but we will shortly. It's going to be one of Courtney's states.
Must be a slow state too, huh?
Yeah. It's a,
Yeah.
wasn't it with the rest of those dry states down there? Courtney will grab the Arizona corner.
Yeah. Well, and it's, it
Colorado.
should be not as difficult to obtain. New Mexico really needs, healthcare providers.
Yeah. And they need people and we have people. So let's meet the need.
You'd think that they'd make it super easy for nurse practitioners to get in there then.
Yeah,
Right?
they do.
So we will do PAs. We will do appeals. We are in Ohio, Vegas and Nevada. We are not.
No.
Maribel Telehealth, Maribel Telehealth is in Nevada. And she does all video visits. So she's the opposite of Nikki. So we all do things very differently. How does this work? Why do we think I get the nausea on the second day? Welcome to Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. I'm a Monday morning kind of gal. Okay, let's Texas. We are all actually, oh, sorry, Amanda. I'm like, Amanda used to live in Texas. But we are all actually in Texas. All right, so let's grab kind of all these. I can't do these comments this low because then it overwhelms me. Like they're really loud. Everyone's yelling at me.
There's a bunch. I'll hit some. So AMS does not offer medication. We're a medical practice. We do work with some compounding pharmacies that we have vetted and where we prescribe from. Our price list, if we don't charge anything for you guys to talk to us to see if you're one of our, could be one of our patients. To start with, depending on the state, it's about $150 a month for the first month of like semaglutide and around $200 for the first month of tirzepatide. But again, depends on the state, and we charge a price of $89 per month for our medical care. Depending on the state, it could go up a little bit more. And then as you, of course, increase in dose, usually it goes up as well. I think that hits some of them there.
Yes, we are in Florida as much as I humanly can be. But yes, we all have Florida. We were just talking about that I think almost all of us have Florida licenses now. Sorry, Neil, you talked about when we talked to us, but somebody asked if there's a price list for meds. Did you hit that?
Yeah, we don't have a specific price. Well, if you message us, we'll give you kind of prices, but we started about $150 for semaglutide and $200 for tirzepatide, depending on the state. Some states don't ship or some of our pharmacies don't ship everywhere. And let me just hit this while people listen. So we are in Alabama, Arizona, Indiana, Texas, Wisconsin, Florida, Michigan, New York, Ohio, Tennessee, Texas, and Virginia.
Oh, and Louisiana, we're back.
Oh, we're back?
Oh,
And I didn't change the website.
All right.
Like
Sorry.
back or all the way back or a little bit back?
All the way back. Laura's in full force and ready to go.
Okay. Just internal memo to all of us. Things are a little different for that state.
Things change so freaking fast. It's
Yep.
because I forgot to do anything with it. She told me, and like that's as far as it went. Like was this tornado up here. So lady asked, how does this work? So the way we give care to our patients is we do what's called asynchronous telehealth. Primarily, we have one video visit a year with our patients to make sure that it's you. You look like your driver's license. You're a real human, not a bot. And we like to communicate with you and kind of explain how our process works. But we have, it's all by text message and asynchronous. We have a front office staff that will get to you, and that's who does our prior authorizations. We actually have someone who is trained before us, thank the freaking Lord, in prior authorizations and appeals. So that's amazing. We do not take insurance. We are cash only because I'm trying to change medicine from the ground up, and I don't think insurance is going to be part of that. In my world, for catastrophic stuff, sure, but for stuff like this, I just don't think it's the best way to go. So what happens is you go to amstelehealth.com, you click be a patient, and that creates a chart for you. There's a couple steps in there with some humans, but soon it'll be automated and that creates a chart for you. And you get a text message back that says, hey, welcome, how can we help? And so you discuss back and forth, say, oh, I'm in Ohio. I'm looking to get on tirzepatide. I'm already on 5 milligrams from a different place. How do we do this? And then we have these lives that we do just to kind of explain to people general information. We have a patient happy hour on Wednesday night at 7 Central. That's also included a little bit more of a safe space, right? You're not broadcasting your literal poop on TikTok. And that's it. Then we talk, and you have unlimited messaging with the group, which includes support staff and everyone. You also have appropriate urgent care concerns at no charge with us, which is kind of a big deal. We are a lifestyle medicine practice, but we think part of that lifestyle is the ability to get medical care, right? And not sitting in an ER for 6 hours because you have a UTI, right? You got pyelonephritis, it's a different story. We try it out, we get you to PCP, we make sure you have options for inpatient care, but if we can get you started, bonus, that's part of our lifestyle enhancement for our patients. And nausea on the second day, I don't know. I think it's probably a peak concentration thing. What do you guys think?
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Amanda, you call it peak day, right?
Peak day.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, cost for us is $89.
And no, we do not. Since we don't dispense meds, we're not a dispensing pharmacy. We don't own a pharmacy. We don't have a special relationship with a pharmacy. We have established relationships, but not like a beneficial relationship. So no, we don't offer meds without us. We are the medical care providers. So.
Yeah, we take money on behalf. So actually the way this works is I take money on behalf of all the providers, of which I'm one of them. It's me, Catherine. Send an email on the website contact form, please, so we can put that in our staff file. So I collect money goes to providers, money goes to the pharmacies, money pays expenses. And then oddly enough, the practice actually has to pay a practice fee to help pay those expenses. So that's included in all those fees. Can we tell us which compounding pharmacies we use? Oh, thank you very much. The green shirt, my hair down. I had a photo shoot yesterday, so I had all kinds of shit on my face.
Couldn't wait to take a shower.
Okay. Yeah, somebody want to go over the compounding pharmacies?
Yeah. We got Empower, Axtel Right Value, Link Pharmacy, Drug Crafters, Southlake Pharmacy, Compounding Pharmacy of America. Thought there was one more, but I guess that's it. We got rid of one. That's right.
Yes. A lot of work for nothing. I was pissed.
I'm afraid of the compounds. Are they safe?
Hope so. I inject them in myself weekly. I
Yeah,
shouldn't say it that way. Yes, as far as we know, yes, they are very safe.
Joanne, yeah, we wouldn't prescribe them or use them if we didn't think they were safe. If you look up stuff like old stuff, like about some like steroids that were injected in someone's spine at the hospital, they just were not using good manufacturing practices. They weren't testing their samples. They just stopped caring. They were just trying to make money. Things have changed greatly since then, and now they keep samples. They have to test them for months to make sure they didn't grow bacteria. They're a lot more strict.
Available to Southwest Georgia. Depends on how far Southwest. Just kidding. Don't drive to Florida to get your meds. No, but Nikki is, I think. So $89 includes our medical services. So everything that we can provide, which is this coaching, unlimited text messaging, urgent care, doctor visits, right? But not the medication from anywhere. So if you go to CVS to pick up your Zepbound, that is not included in the $89. The same way our compounded medications are not included in the $89. Also, prior authorizations are $75, but it also includes an appeal. Oh, and they include blood work. So blood work, we'll write the orders, no problem. That depends on, and you can run insurance at the lab for that. Now, we don't contract with any insurance companies, so they may or may not take it. Vial was room temp. Yes, it's okay. As long as it didn't stay there for 2 months.
Tracy, are these medications brand? So we do prescribe brand name medications. We'll prescribe Zepbound, Mounjaro, which is tirzepatide, or semaglutide, which is the brand name of Wegovy or Ozempic. It kind of depends on what your insurance will cover. When we refer to the generic, it's typically the compounded form of semaglutide or tirzepatide.
Yeah, so because we don't, like I said, we don't care who's on what. We just want people to get care. Let's see. Let's see. I'm just looking. Washington State. We do not have Washington State, much to the dismay of one of my friends. I don't know. Is Washington an NP state? Can we get Washington? Oh, our UTI is typical. That's it.
There
The
it was. Yeah.
website is AMS Telehealth, Active Medical Solutions, just like in my name, amstelehealth.com. How come I never thought to say that before? UTIs are not typical on these medications. People will get dehydrated because they're not doing the pillars, which is also why our community and our education is not meant to be optional. We actually recently had a patient who said, well, I didn't use you guys for anything this month. I don't want to pay you. Well, it's not my fault. You're supposed to. Okay, that was not what we say to patients, but these are the resources that we provide are not meant to be optional. You are not supposed to run wild with these medications. You need guidance, just like any medication, really. I mean, think about it. If I'm going to give you a high blood pressure medication and not tell you how to take your blood pressure and monitor it, and like, that's a bad idea. So, all right. I can't get to what I need to get to.
Starting today, any advice?
Lots.
Oh, yeah.
Don't eat a lot.
Yeah.
Don't eat a lot.
Yes. Stay hydrated. I would get your electrolyte
Yep.
drinks and start figuring out which ones you like and make sure you're hydrating.
Yeah.
That's my biggest
And
thing
if
that
you-
I wish I'd done.
And if you don't experience instant or this week relief of hunger or food noise, don't get super duper frustrated. Give it time. If you do, great. Bonus that, the first dose works for you, but for a lot of people, the first dose does not work. So don't get frustrated. Give the process time.
Steven's asking, do your prices go up for different doses each month? So we don't sell it technically by the dose. We sell it by the total milligram. So let's say you're on 5 milligrams, you'd order a 20 milligram vial for the month. And it does kind of go up each month from there. But some pharmacies are a little bit more expensive. It kind of depends on how much you need for the month.
Jackie said she's at the market now. Buy 4 grapes and Body Armor Light.
Yeah, I was told to eat a lot of protein. Yeah, start while you're there, look around. Protein shakes are great because a lot of times when you can't eat anything, you still need your protein. So drinking it is a lot easier than eating it. and then start looking for things that you might like that are good protein sources, whether it's Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, like beef jerky, just kind of grab stuff that's easy to grab.
West strips are salty. So Kimberly needs to be addressed. This is a big one. I just started
What's that?
tirzepatide Saturday night and I'm so sick, severe stomach pain, acid reflux, etc. Did you happen to eat 5 servings of frozen yogurt? Or no, that's just me being snarky because that's what I did yesterday and that's how I spent my entire evening. So first of all, if you have severe stomach pain, do not ignore that. We cannot say for sure that that's a side effect. You need to make sure that you don't have pancreatitis, gallbladder disease, the rest, right? So be very cognizant that if it's a severe pain, that has to go to the ER, okay? Now, on the flip side, you're eating too much in the wrong foods. That's the short version. What did you call that, Courtney? What did you just say it was?
The mathematical hard truth.
Mathematical hard truth. God, I love that. That was fantastic. Because the vast majority of people, I was blessed enough with the insight at that point, I don't currently have it, to allow the drug to work. If you have a response at a low dose, you got to be careful. That's why we told Jackie, buy protein shakes and 3 grapes and some Body Armor Light, because like seriously, it's all you're going to be eating for the next week and a half. So you have to be careful, especially at like the night before you dose even. Posture's terrible. Sorry. But yeah, with the reflux, I think what Neil said earlier, is really key. It's the types of foods. Don't eat meatloaf. Whole Foods meatloaf really kicked my ass. I thought I had pancreatitis. Also, what's 4 grapes? No, I really mean 4 grapes.
She's basically saying like sometimes when you first start, you have so little appetite that you're filled on 4 grapes.
Yeah.
And you'll be lucky if you even get that in.
You're like, oh, I ate a grape. I'm good. Like there were some videos recently on TikTok that have popped up in my feed that were hilarious. And of course, the hater comments were all up in her business. You're not even obese. Why are you on Manjaro? Oh, shut up. You don't know where she came from. Shut your trolly mouth. But because it's like eating on Manjaro, she's got this big thing of great looking food. She's like, because like sometimes it like the bite that's in your mouth is like, it's not going down. It's not going to go down. And now, but if you eat things like sugary things, they'll go down and they're going to bring lots of their friends.
But she was asking if she has to, what time should I stop my last meal before injection? You don't, if you're on like tirzepatide, you don't technically have to. I just, I won't eat a huge meal and then take my shot because everybody, it does start on them a little bit quicker versus a little bit slower. Usually it's more the next day you kind of start to kick in. But if you're on semaglutide, like if I had a huge dinner and then took my semaglutide shot, I would probably get pretty sick in a couple hours.
Yeah. So did you do the user 876 lost 12 pounds since
Oh, nope.
end of February on 7.5 Manjaro for 5 days and no weight loss, no side effects. Any suggestions? Yep. Take 7.5 again.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents, right? We got a peanut gallery of 3 other people. Jesus, I just counted myself twice. That's hilarious. I'm on 2 screens. It's all good. There are not 2 of me. No worries to my husband.
No, I agree. I'd give it another shot and see
Yeah.
if it helps you. And then if it's still not helping you, if you're on brand, finish out that 7.5, but plan on increasing the dose.
If
'cause
you're
you
on
need that
compound, then I'd
storage.
say give it a second week and see how it goes.
Yeah. I wouldn't say 5 days. I would not consider 5 days of no weight loss a stall or an ineffective dose. 5 days is, heck, my weight can go up 5 pounds in 5 days and go right back down. It can fluctuate that much. So
Trying to scroll, which is why I'm staring at my screen weirdly.
Right?
Angela said, so true. I ate a bowl of frozen yogurt last night. See, mine was a bowl too, except it was the carton. And I ate it until it was gone.
What kind?
Well, here's the problem. It was Kemp's twisted cookie dough.
Okay.
It had brownie dough in it and cookie dough chunks. and a salty,
Yeah.
and here was the kicker. Ready? It was chocolate and vanilla ice cream with a salty chocolate swirl in it as well. And anyone surprised that I ate 5 servings of it? What the frig? Like, don't buy that shit.
Yeah, that sounds pretty worth it.
Come on, who eats one serving of it anyway? No one.
And that's the thing, right? I mean, 'cause I can even pull off 2 or 3 servings and not have a terrible deal. You know, it's 2 servings, it's 350 calories, no big deal. It's nothing. So what I decided, so here's my life lesson here. Life lesson for the day is I realized like I'm not gonna not buy it, right? Because no matter how many times I try to like kid myself, I'm gonna lie to myself because I'm a food addict, right? So, but what I realized, I do need to set a rule that I do not eat ice cream out of large containers. Because if I sit down, I'm either eating half of it if I'm at the top half or the bottom half if I'm at the bottom. Like I'm not, and I keep searching for cookie dough chunks, right? You're going to keep going. So I've got it. And if I can't do that, then I've got to cut it out. Right. So we'll try one more time. Like always, I don't quit. Persistent as fuck.
I think Sakina was asking what if you're still hungry? 0.25 and 0.5 did nothing for my greedy self.
Oh, love you.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself down. I hear you. I just ate like everyone's waiting frozen yogurt. Don't put yourself down.
Yeah, it's just those are just escalation doses anyway. In the studies, the 1.7 and the 2.4 dose are the actual weight loss doses. So it's not uncommon for people to not have great appetite control at those. So you just need to get up a little higher.
Kelly said, "You eat out of the ice cream cart," and I'm like, "Yeah, who doesn't?" Yeah, I got issues, man. I got issues. These guys know it. Jackie, don't be nervous. Is it Bluebell? No, that was Kemp's frozen yogurt because it was fewer calories. Because I thought that would be a good idea. I thought it wouldn't taste as good. It does.
Oh, Jackie was asking, do you have a subscription where I can ask questions tomorrow? Lol.
Are you in our states?
Yeah, if you're in our states, go to our website and
my
click
brain
on.
just went to like 14 different questions.
Yeah. What is it's the AMS Facebook group. I can't ever think of the name.
Oh yeah. Go there too. You're not so you can either ask us directly at AMS Telehealth and go to click be a patient. It'll get you in the pipeline like today. Or you can go to amspublicgroup.com and we'll get you there. You can ask questions there for general questions. There we go. Thank you, Neil. That was the solution. amspublicgroup.com.
Or we're pretty much here every week. So come see us here too.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm currently on Link Pharmacy. That only burns at the end now. But I also only use 2.5. Oh shoot. I need to go get a charger. Period. Yeah, Dawn, Jackie, we are all good for patient here. Yes, I did say announce yourselves. Yes, please. Always announce yourself, especially because I'm trying to, when I get follows on TikTok, I'm trying to get out there and ask like, hey, why are you here? How can I help? And it always helps if you tell me you're a patient because otherwise I'm like, okay, here's an admitted failure. I go over the patient list all the time. And I try to make sure I know all of our patients, but I'm not that good. Okay. And sometimes TikTok names aren't normal. And sometimes I just can't keep that many people in my brain.
There's a lot, especially, ones that have left and come back and then you add them all together. That's
and I try to really be familiar with everyone. So that's why you come on here and hang out.
Yep.
Is there a best place to do the injection to maximize results?
Depends
Kelly,
on you.
Patient, you didn't know that I eat ice cream out of the carton? Okay, I gotta get a charger. I'll be right back.
No worries.
I would say try them all.
Yeah, try them all per patient population, like for the general population as a whole, there is no one site that works better for everyone. Per individual patient, yes, some people do report that if they inject in a different site, they have more or less effectiveness or more or less side effects. So try and see, but each individual can be different.
Yeah, I think I would start with the abdomen. I think that's the easiest one to actually get to. And, most people use that one. Dr. Mo tried the back of her arm after doing the abdomen. And I don't think she had any appetite control and just a bunch of side effects, which is super weird. It makes no sense. So I'd experiment, but if things are going well, I wouldn't even mess with it.
Well,
Yeah.
same thing happened with my husband. He wanted more effects. And we tried his arm and his leg, and he ended up getting increased side effects, but not necessarily increased appetite suppression or the things you're trying for. So it does kind of depend.
We're just talking about you.
I know. Did you go the diarrhea thing? It pissed me off.
No, we were talking about when you tried the back of your arm that you had no
Yeah,
appetite
I
control.
got diarrhea and no appetite suppression. I was like, what the? Forget that.
I mean, it could be the cure for constipation for the week.
There you
Okay,
go.
that's good to know. I was in the clinical trials, right? There you go. User 434. I was in the clinical trials to get it on the market. It was always in your stomach because they want to keep things consistent, which is
Yeah.
great. Me too, right? Like let's be serious. I've become like such a fan of data because this up here is a disaster. Oh, Dolly Ann has the issue that people get. So I get injection site welts in all areas like mosquito bites. So up to 30% of the people will develop antibodies to the drug. And one of my friends had, like, I'm talking huge, her abdomen was like half of it was red. Every time she'd inject, she's like, I don't care. It does not decrease the effectiveness. Now, if your throat swells, you have hives, something like that, that is not an antibody thing. That's an anaphylactic reaction. You got to get that fixed. So you can do like topical stuff, same things you would do for a mosquito bite for that. But it is common. It is very common, and it goes away in most people.
It does and to put it out there, there's also been patients that we've had that would get them at every shot for a couple of days, and then they took one shot and then they all lit up. So then they had like welts from places they had injected like a month ago. Super weird. And then it just went away.
Yeah. Yeah. But then we know it's the antibodies, right? Because it's attacking the old spots. And that's
Which is super weird that they decided to pop up. Okay.
Hey, hi. How are you? I know Benadryl spray is my friend. Yeah, for sure. Especially if they're super itchy. I got bit up this morning on my walk. I was like, Jesus. Texas.
And then we have had some other people that would get the little red welt or a little irritation at the site, and letting the medication come to room temperature before injecting has helped for some people. So if you haven't tried that, that has helped for some people.
Thank you for the follows. Hey, do like and follows. Forget to ask all the time.
Yeah, like the video, please share it, and please follow. If you'll click on Neil and follow him, and click on myself and follow us as well, helps us get more people here. It helps us hopefully soon get Neil's actual face over here instead of just his picture.
Let's go follow Neil. So
close.
Really 2024 said I couldn't take the shots, but found supplements to boost my GLP-1 by 70%. Hubby did semaglutide. So I've actually asked these supplement companies how long, because the problem is endogenous GLP-1 only lasts like 30 to 45 seconds. So my question was, how often do you have to take these supplements to get that GLP-1 up? And I never received any. I didn't get any.
Well, I mean, pharmaceutically, it's taken them, what, 40 years to get GLP-1s to last long enough that they're effective in the human body with these injectables, you know?
So,
I can't really imagine how some supplements are going to fix that.
it ain't going to be berberine, you know?
Lee's asking, did first injection starter dose injected inner thigh? No side effects. Does that mean it's not working? No, that's not what it means. Sometimes, depending on what you're on, sometimes tirzepatide really takes about 2 days to really kind of kick in. And you don't necessarily need to have side effects at all for it to work, like to suppress your appetite.
Yeah, I very rarely had side effects on Mounjaro or tirzepatide. Very, very rarely. And in the beginning, none, 0 side effects.
Oh, on semaglutide. Okay.
Yeah, I do. Nancy, I do the same, below the navel to the right and switch sides weekly. You know why? Because that way, if it bleeds, it's in my shorts pants line, like my shorts line, and nobody can see it. I don't bleed on my shirt.
Pam's asking, what are the BMI requirements? So for brand name, like at your regular doctor and your insurance to cover it, likely it's going to be a BMI of 30 or a BMI of 27 with some other comorbidities like high cholesterol, high blood pressure, for them to cover it. If it's for diabetes, you know, you have to have diabetes. If it's like Mounjaro or Ozempic. For us, if you're in one of our states, you know, we're a little bit more lax with our specific BMIs. Typically, if you have a lower BMI or like normal BMI, it's just a conversation that we have to discuss like what your goals are and what you want to accomplish. Some people have like just have lost a ton of weight on their own and they're tired of struggling or just want a little bit of help to get those last few pounds off. Some people they're at their goal weight and they're coming from someone else because their doctor took them off of it and they just want maintenance that their doctor for whatever reason doesn't believe in, and they're not looking to lose weight and they're just looking to maintain their BMI of whatever it happens to be. Ray Cabbage is asking what best one for diabetes and weight loss.
Any you can get.
Yes, whichever one your insurance will pay for or you can afford. In the studies, tirzepatide, Mounjaro, Zepbound, same medicine, did the best overall, you know, at like around 24% body weight lost. But we've had people lose substantial amounts of weight, tons of weight with semaglutide, Wegovy, Ozempic. Courtney's husband has lost, he's in triple digits now.
Almost like 90. I mean, he's below high school weight.
Way over the 16% that in the studies happens. So
yeah,
everybody's a little bit different how they work. I think they're both amazing medications, far beyond what we've had ever before.
Agreed.
Trulicity, we've had a few people use Trulicity. Some have luck, some don't. Usually it's not a huge amount of weight loss. But I think we have one or two that took Saxenda, Trulicity that did pretty well. But like all the meds, everybody's body's a little bit different, how they react and how well they do. We've even had some people on like Contrave do pretty well, far, you know, beyond what the studies suggest.
So Pam said, I have a lower BMI, but want to lose a little more. Do we prescribe? So the question is kind of why. Did you already answer this, Neil? Did you go the wedding dress route?
Yeah, we talked to you. Why? Like, you know, what's your reason? Like, you've been on a journey a long time? Are you tired of thinking about food all the time?
Sorry, the marketer had some urgent issues because nothing's urgent in telehealth. Like, I can't get into Instagram.
No worries.
Yeah, we will prescribe for a lot of reasons other people won't if they're going staunchly on the FDA approved criteria, but up to 50 medications are prescribed off label in the US, right? If you take aspirin for prevention of heart disease, that's off label. So anyway, that's a rant I'm not going to get into because I'll get slammed because I'll say something stupid. Am I going to get slammed for saying that word?
Maybe.
Possibly.
Unintelligent?
Well, I mean,
talking about myself. Like, why is that? Whatever.
We still prescribe Flomax for kidney stones, and in the studies, it doesn't seem to work. I will never go without Flomax for a kidney stone again. Like, it helps so much for myself.
Yeah.
That I have it sitting there just in case.
Right. There's a group of us here that have built a campaign to combat obesity bias on this app. Sure, absolutely. I'd love to join you. I don't like when anybody. So here's my thing too. Also, I don't like the non-obesity bias, right? I am not obese. I still take the medication. I got obese. Obesity is not my disease. Obesity is the result of my disease. So, and that's not the same for everybody. But everyone, you know, obesity is a result, right? Here's where I get like, I'm afraid we're going to shoot ourselves in the foot again, kind of like healthy at any size. I don't want people to BS themselves into thinking that you're going to be healthy at any size forever. And I don't care if that's like high or low, or you know what I mean? It's just that's why I didn't have hatred over my body. I loved my body. If I show you, I mean, not a creepy way, you know, like I wasn't like one of those like, oh, I love myself, you know, not that kind of thing. But I was always super grateful for what my body could do for me. I could toe the line at 153 pounds for an Ironman, and I completed one at 153 pounds. But I'll tell you, it's a hell of a lot easier at 122. Not gonna lie there. Carting that shit around. But what did Greg say the other day? He said it about money. I've been fat and I've been skinny, and I'll tell you, I like the latter better because I know when I am eating well, good food quality, good sleep, doing the pillars, reducing my stress, doing my meditation, doing my journaling, which I'm actually doing now, the person I am is manifested in my body. You see pictures, and I've got pictures out there, befores and afters. Courtney and I running the half marathon, smiling like all get out because we were just having so much fun out there. We were not light. We were not light. We were not. Let's just say that.
Yep.
But we had a heck of a lot of fun. Super grateful for what our bodies could do. We had all the knowledge in the world to change it. Why didn't we? Because we're weak? Because we're weak-willed? I dare say not. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely send me a DM. Dr. Mo, you're fabulous and you've completely changed my life. I started 9 months on. Oh, thanks. I have a fly. Sorry. And I had to put my old lady glasses back on because I can't. I'm just.
Our mama's asking, what could be causing horrible sulfur burps? I hate that. Diarrhea, stomach aches, usually comes the day after the shot.
Peak day.
Yeah. Amanda calls it peak day. I call it
Yeah.
whole. No, it's
Yeah,
what,
it might just be what you're
oh,
eating the day before. It could be that, just because the way it releases in your body, you're getting a huge dose of it. And it could even be the specific foods you're eating. Like, a lot of times there's specific vegetables or like even like red meat that will cause issues with this.
Yeah, you may just need to change what you eat when the medicine is peaking. You may just need to have only a protein shake. You can't necessarily have your salad on those days. Those are the things that, like the leafy greens or cruciferous vegetables, sit in your stomach. And if you really love them and you want to eat them, I would eat them the day before your shot, not the day after. I had one gal on video visit, and she had Brussels sprouts and something else. She couldn't figure out why she was so sick. And I was like, well, those are really great things to eat. But if you want to eat them, I would eat them the day before your shot, not the day after.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of times with our patients that are on compounded, we'll have them split their dose, like take the half of it on dose on shot day, and then wait like 3 days and take the other half, and it really helps us fix the side effects that they get with this, what you're having.
Or also if they just switch their dose, they may. I wonder if that was a recent change. If they just went up.
This is on 2 and you went down to 1.5 to see if it helps. So I'm assuming you're on semaglutide.
Somebody
And
asked,
if you're,
no, but somebody asked real quick. Hold on. It was about, when does it start working? Sometimes it doesn't start working until you hit 7.5 or 10. For some people, you got to get to your dose.
Or 15 for some people, or 15
very,
for
very
3
rarely,
months
yeah.
for some people.
Yeah.
It's extremely
That's rare.
variable.
That's rare. Don't get freaked out. But we do have some people that, man, they were patient. Thank God.
And for some of us, and I've said it a lot, but I'll say it again, for some of us, the brain thing, I didn't even realize my appetite was suppressed until I learned the hard mathematical truth. Okay, if you're not losing, then you're eating too much. That's just somewhere in there, something's got to give. And so I thought I was eating small amounts, and I was eating smaller amounts, but it wasn't enough to lose until I literally cut my dinner in half. Whatever I would normally serve myself, I literally cut it in half. And you know what? I was fine. But it took me, and I was on 7.5, but it took me getting there and making myself just eat less and knowing that I was okay. So if you're feeling like maybe my appetite is suppressed, but because you can overeat the medication. A lot of people can overeat the medication. But you can be satiated. And for some of us, for me, my gut and brain was broken. I didn't know what satiation was. I knew what hunger was, or I thought I did. And I knew what overfull was, or full to where I can't really move, or just full to where I can't eat anything else. I did not know what satiated was. Had no clue.
Yeah. And it's not even full, right? It's satisfied. There's a difference, and that's a brain and a gut combo.
Yep.
So Becky Har asked if Native Health Advocate is a support group, or do they see patients? I'm assuming that they're an advocacy group only for, I don't know if you guys see patients, but if you do, I'd like to hear it. But Becky, we see patients in 11 states. And if not, we send people, you can either go to Nikki Nicole Baldwin at Hamilton Telehealth or Maribel Campos at Maribel Telehealth to get them. But we are at amstelehealth.com. If you're at your goal weight, if you want to maintain, how do I space out my injection to maintain? Some people, I've been maintaining for over a year and I do not space them out and I still had to go up. So, and not everybody has to. Some people can go out to 10 days. We usually don't recommend longer than 9 or 10 days because of the half-life of the medication. Hold on, I gotta tell TikTok I'm still human. There we go. I'm still here, still talking. So it really sort of depends. Hold on, we got a diarrhea constipation question, but so yeah, if you have diarrhea, don't take magnesium or laxatives. If you have constipation, take it. Mag 07, is it a stimulant laxative or is it?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
It's been a while since I looked that one up. Well, like
Yeah.
what form of magnesium it is.
Yeah, because I don't. Yeah, I would rather have soft formed stools than going like a laxative route. Stall plus sleep deprivation. Tried everything. Well, yeah. Now here's the deal. If you're now tried everything, well, you didn't try everything because you're not succeeding. Huh? There's me being Tony Robbins snarky. He always says that. And so here, okay, so I'm gonna do this little Tony Robbins thing that he does, which I can't stand because it always makes me angry for a good reason. I tried everything. How many things did you try? Have you tried 10? No. And usually like he starts at 100 and he goes all the way down. And usually people try 2 or 3 things and that's it. That's not everything. So has your provider put you on metformin? If it's with cravings, have they looked at your other meds and see if you can take naltrexone? Have they made sure you're getting 1 gram per pound of protein a day, preferably front loaded in the morning? Have they worked on your diet quality? Have they worked on your sleep? Have they worked on your stress reduction? That sort of thing. The $89 is the fee for medical care, not for medications. If you're on 0.5 of semaglutide per week, probably $220, probably, Pam, depending on your state. What's your state, Pam? And someone asked, if you can't, oh, you're good. You're good. Ask away. That's what we're here for. What can you not take supplement wise if you're also taking the B12 shot with tirzepatide? Really nothing. Don't take extra B12. Well, you can take extra B12 because it's really not a whole lot in there either. So just don't take as much B12. Oh, you're in Florida. Okay. So what do we have, Neil, for Florida for 0.5 of semaglutide?
Looking right now.
Like a slot machine. Ready? What do we have?
Yeah. For semaglutide, like 2 milligrams would be $150 from Link.
$150?
Yep. For the
Nice.
month. Yep.
I should really try semaglutide, but I'm chicken.
One works for you. There's no sense switching. I mean, if it
No.
eventually stopped working, I would say so, but it ain't broke. Don't try to fix it.
Okay. And since Neil's my provider, I'll listen.
Especially because you have the food noise issue. And that's what I typically like when patients are like, which one should I try? If they crave stuff all the time, always seem to be thinking about food, tirzepatide is the better drug for most people. Now, I've had patients on semaglutide, they're like, I don't think about food anymore. My food noise is gone. Doesn't have that effect supposedly, but it works for people, so that's fine.
Yeah, but don't change it. Okay.
I'm gonna change it.
See, he just looked. That was just a provider visit. I should record that in our EMR. So just watch your total dose of things. So it's almost like taking Tylenol, right? So if you're going to take NyQuil and Tylenol, you need to add up your total dose of acetaminophen because otherwise you die. Don't do that. Okay. So this isn't just for GLP-1s. This is you need to be aware of what you're putting in your body and the numbers you're putting in your body. So period. End of story. There's no overdose limit, by the way, for GLP-1. However, it doesn't go above 15 milligrams in the studies. Therefore, that's where we stay. Period. Because that's what's approved. Now, if you're looking at, there have been people who died from GLP-1s that were taking semaglutide and tirzepatide together. Please don't lie to your provider. She was getting ready for her daughter's wedding and wanted to get skinny fast. It's not what these drugs are for.
Yeah, if a little's good, more better. Always.
Yeah, with Tylenol, not.
God.
Right? Like, don't do that. Like, medications are tested at doses for a reason. Like, right now I'm paying over $300. Don't. Come text us. Yeah, fill out that be a patient thing. We'll have you started by tomorrow.
Yeah, it's like around 225 for the max dose of semaglutide in Texas.
But Florida.
225 to 250.
But she's in Florida.
Oh, okay. I thought she said Texas. Thought I read Texas.
If she has to go up to, so say if she has to go to the max dose.
Oh, that's link anyway. So yeah, same. 2.25.
Okay.
Someone asked if they were on 2.5 and still losing, do they have to go up? Nope, not if you're.
If you're on 2.5 of tirzepatide and still losing, stay there forever if you can.
Great. For sure. I plan on going back down to 5 as soon as I can. You know, as soon as, because I don't have a ton of food noise. It's just honest to God, the old circuits that don't just, they're just still there, you know. The brain wiring's broken. We are not in Kentucky yet. Maribel is. Maribel Telehealth.
Oh,
That
that sucks.
What happened?
Yeah,
one,
because
she's
they
saying that-
decided
Go
with
ahead.
the Zepbound, they decided that the maintenance doses were 5, 10, and 15, and that the other doses were escalation doses. So, yeah.
Jess, yes, we are in Michigan.
Yes, we are in Michigan. We got you. So hold on. Lori said, provider's telling me she won't move up because she's afraid I'll be hypoglycemic. I'm on 7.5. I don't know if your doctor is, you need to go to YouTube and look at Amanda's face. I'm not sure she's actually read how the medications work.
Yeah.
Or you're on insulin and shouldn't be on the two together. That's quite a possibility. And if she's, yeah, there goes insurance practice and meds, right? Those whatever. Yeah. So, yeah.
What would you do there? I mean, that's the other issue is, can you find 5?
Right.
Making 2.5. So maybe they might do an exemption for that. If it was me personally, and I my doc was making me go up and I didn't really have side effects, but I was losing really good, I would probably just space my doses out to like 10 days. That's what I do for myself.
Yeah. Like if you have to, and then suck up peak Tuesday.
Yeah.
We don't have Taco Tuesday around these parts anymore. It's Taco Saturday. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, you could stay on, like, I was on 5 for 9 months, 10 months. I'm still on 5 some weeks, but I really need to get my head in the game. So I'm really using the tools that I have. So you can stay on whatever you want.
I agree with Dawn on this, on the Lori thing with her doctor. You know, she explained to her it's not insulin. She's not on insulin. Her doctor doesn't understand the drug.
Yeah.
Now let's give the doctor a little bit of credit because she's doing everything. She's managing everything, all patients, all types, all ages, I'm sure. She's got a lot to know. This is a pretty nuanced area that if you can't stay up on this, and when can she, right? Because you know she's working for $7 a damn patient.
Yeah.
Sorry, insurance. That's whatever.
I think at this point, though, they all really need to start learning about these because you can't turn on the TV, open any kind of social media without seeing them. It's probably time to learn about them because if you're not prescribing it, your patient's going somewhere else and getting them, and you probably need to know what they're on.
Right. And you need to know what it affects, what it doesn't affect, that they need to back up birth control, that they need, that they can't be on it if they've had multiple endocrine neoplasia, the things they need to know.
I mean, because patients have come to the ER like overdose or took like whatever they got at the gas station because now all these like THC analogs are legal and like certain mushrooms are legal and they come in messed up. I don't have to learn about them, but it helps my job if I learn about them.
Right.
So I know I'm like, oh, this guy's probably going to be high for about 24 hours because he took a lot of this.
Yeah. Right. Ugh, I hate that stuff. Legal. Just because it's legal. Smoking's legal too.
Well, it doesn't help. They don't, they're like, oh, here, try some gummies. And people who have never taken drugs before and don't plan on taking drugs, decide to take some of these CBD gummies. They're not CBD, they're THC gummies. And yeah, the edible route is not for a lot of people, especially if they don't ever intend to do like that.
Right.
It's a rough ride for a couple hours.
Yeah, right. I just don't need that in my life. Can we have a beer or a glass of wine? I have not because I don't want to get sick. There are plenty of people who can have a glass of wine, have a lot of glasses of wine. We don't recommend it, period, because it's straight up ingesting poison. But we also understand the social acceptance of it. And if you want to have a glass of wine and see how it goes, I wouldn't do it on an empty stomach, though. I'd probably do it with a protein shake. But not to be gross, because I'd want to blunt that response. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't. I don't know. I'd be nervous, of course. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's up to you. You don't have to drink. I mean, there's the real answer is you don't have to drink. If you don't want to drink, don't drink. If
You
you want to
don't,
drink,
if you're spending a ton of money, if you're buying this, for something to help you lose weight, it's the worst possible thing you could do. Like you're gonna have to burn off all the alcohol first before you start going back to fat and sugar, and you're gonna slow down your metabolism with it. It just, and it's poison, like you're saying.
If you drink on the med, does it lower your blood sugar? These medications don't work by lowering your blood sugar. Alcohol in and of itself can, but
Yeah, I think I read somewhere that's like that. Someone was talking about that's the
restricted on
risk, like drinking
TikTok?
with it.
Because my live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. The reason it violates community guidelines.
What did we talk about?
what?
We talked about not taking drugs and not drinking alcohol.
Oh my God.
Sorry, kids, you can't watch this. I can't help you not take drugs.
Right?
Yeah.
God.
Wow.
Become a rock star. They give you them for free.
My response was TikTok should allow content like mine, because if I'm going to tell people not to drink because it's poison and not to take drugs because it's a bad idea, even if it's legal, and if somebody reported me for that because they don't like me saying alcohol's poison, I think they might need to rethink some things in their own life.
Oh, tell Lauren we're not advising not to take GLP-1s. We're advising not to drink
With them.
drugs.
Wherever.
Don't take a gas station candy bar that contains mushrooms, and don't eat the whole thing when it tells you to take a quarter of a piece.
Now, if you're an alcoholic and you drink heavy alcohol and you don't intend on stopping that, then I probably would not advise taking a GLP-1 because you're going to be at really high risk for pancreatitis.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Wow.
What did he say was the worst? Okay, there you go. So yeah, Lauren just got here. So
The worst thing you can do, drink alcohol on this. It's just completely counterproductive to try and lose weight. And if you're like paying for these out of pocket, either way, whether it's compounded or brand name, it's incredibly expensive, and slowing your progress down is probably the last thing you want to do.
Also, Neil's getting misunderstood. No, if you are
No.
taking medical marijuana and it is working well for you, we have, I think, quite a few patients on that.
yeah.
but
Oh,
if you're
Jenna,
Talking
you-
about don't go to the gas station and buy the weird stuff.
yeah, this is more for people who go and pick up these gummies at a gas station. I've had them, people like they gave them to me free to just try these gummies, and they had no idea what they had in them. They just thought they were gummy bears and wound up in the ER like on another planet with me. And they're like, I've never even smoked weed. And they're like, well, and they're on another planet right now. And it's like 3-4 hours of that. But yeah, no, I would much rather people use a simple plant than alcohol. I'd never seen anybody overdose on a simple plant, other than when they eat it, versus how many people I've seen like killing themselves with alcohol in the ER.
Yeah. Good job, Dawn. She said she's had almost no interest in it since starting tirzepatide and drinking. And that's actually part of the studies that they're doing. So Lauren, you said you're scared because of your age. How old are you? If you don't mind me asking, you can give me a range if you want. We'll all give our dates and birthdays, Yeah, they are being studied for addicts. Cause I mean,
Yep.
talk about it quite often. And I'm very, very forthcoming with the fact, scroll up. Okay, hold on. You come.
Sorry.
Hold on. I can't find it. I didn't see it. Lauren.
I'm starting tirzepatide at 24 with a BMI of 31.
Oh,
I'm
there you
scared
go.
because of my age.
I don't be.
Yeah.
I can't. So I actually talked to someone about their daughter who's 17. And she's like, I'm nervous about starting her on it. And I said, well, here's the deal. Imagine if I started instead of at 48, I started at 18. And I stopped the reward cycle that I got from food and alcohol back then. Maybe I wouldn't be in the place where I am now, where I have to be on this drug for the next 40 years, probably. What if I could reverse a lot of those or be on a lower dose maintenance or not have the long-term metabolic damage that I've done over the past 30 years? So, and so Lauren, you said, is 24 okay? I don't want to affect my fertility or something. You're going to affect your fertility, all right. You're going to get pregnant in a heartbeat.
Careful.
You got to back it up. You got to back it up.
Yeah.
It's less studied in your age with long-term use and fertility. So these drugs have been on the market for 20 years. So that's the one thing the media doesn't tell you because that's not sensational. These drugs have been on the market for diabetics for 20 years. Oh, the scalp issues. So I get super weird pain if I don't hydrate with Body Armor Light. That's just anecdotal. But we get a lot of people with it. I get skin pain. I get all kinds of stuff. 3 of us are in Texas. 1 is in Virginia, but you can only, the 3 of us that are on TikTok are in Texas. Amanda is on YouTube. They only care about them now because it's being used for obesity. Yes, correct. It's a weird ass thing that made people lose their minds. I'm going to try to be more calm and not talk about the DRUGS.
Wait, we get another notification?
TOH. No, I'm just because I'm going to get fired up about the way people lost their minds as soon as, God forbid, people that have excess calories stored.
Hydration helps for scalp pain. Yes, it does. Usually an electrolyte beverage helps with like the weird skin sensations, the scalp sensations for most people.
Yes, there's a black box, Lauren, that you have got to back up, preferably with a non-oral method. Sorry. I'm sorry, 8th grade boy laughed there. Totally. IUD, vasectomy, better than condoms because we know how that goes.
Oops, I forgot.
Implantable, it broke. Yeah, be careful. Because these will make you fertile myrtle.
I just have to tell you one of the favorite things that I have.
Maribel, go and pray. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. No, that's what I was gonna say. The handouts at my job, there's one on birth control and it has them like listed by effectiveness. And they've got the withdrawal method on there with a picture of fingers crossed. Cracks me up. I love patients. I'm like,
I'm on the ring because I just got diagnosed with PCOS. Oh yeah,
Great.
you're gonna be careful.
Pull and pray. I like that.
It'll fix that PCOS. Yeah. This is the new emoji for the withdrawal method. Facebook today is hot with everyone saying they're worried about not eating enough calories. Why? Because they didn't eat enough for the first 30. See, here I go. They didn't eat enough for the first 30 years. I stored it on my ass. I need to get rid of it. And not anymore, but you know what I mean? It's my method for 13 years. P&P, I'm going to get zapped at 44. Heck yeah. We had someone get zapped at 52. Thought she was in menopause. Oops.
Can you imagine?
No. No, thank God my uterus is in a jar somewhere. Nope. Mm-mm. Might starve. I know, Linda. We better watch out. They might starve. Sorry.
You missed this one. Maricella's asked, I'll be starting Ozempic soon. A little nervous. Will I feel jitters or get anxious?
Maybe.
Maybe you feel anxious about giving that first shot. A lot of people do. But you shouldn't really feel much of anything other than like, you know, your appetite being somewhat suppressed. You might feel some nauseous and stomach, like kind of crampy or upset. But the lowest doses doesn't always happen, but sometimes it does.
So coming off the medication for fertility, it's a great question. What is it? 3 months, 2 months, 3 months?
Well, I mean, you know, any change so the reality is it's going to affect your fertility positively. So you just want the med out of your system before you get pregnant because we have absolutely no idea, and there are no studies as to what this does to little zygotes as they are implanting. So far, they're like doing the voluntary if you get pregnant on it, but to come off of it, it doesn't negatively affect your fertility in any way.
But how long did she come off though? I mean,
like
so how long before?
I mean, I would
Really
give it.
shouldn't be trying to conceive.
What's that? You broke up.
You shouldn't be on it trying to conceive.
Yeah, you should not be on a trying to conceive. So I would say a full month. So a full month or a menstrual cycle, I mean, I think would be safe. Because then you know you got a fresh egg.
I mean, her half-life is 5 days, right? 7 days for semaglutide. So if you use semaglutide as the long example, 5 half-lives, 35 days, 2 months. If it comes 2 months, I'd be super conservative.
I want to say the manufacturers recommend 2 months.
Yeah, somewhere in my brain, I think 2 months is in my brain.
Yeah, initially they said like 5 weeks or something, but they moved it to 2 months.
Yeah, funny that because they did exactly what they did that I just in my head. I said, well, technically it should be 35 days, so that should be fine. But let's go 2 months just to be safe. I'm on metformin as well because I don't know if it does anything or not, but I'm trying to not be a jerk with food. And I really would like to not be this heavy.
So it's mixed. So we've had a lot of success with patients that either can't afford to go up if they're uncompounded, or we're at max dose and kind of had stalled out. We had tried our 5 pillars and things just weren't moving, and we added on metformin with some great success, getting the appetite controlled again, getting people moving again. I think it's worth a shot.
So I have a cool thing I think for Lauren's because Lauren said I can't get off. So if you're on 4 months of tirzepatide and then have to go off because of cost, what I would ask you to do, $360 a month. First of all, how to get it cheap. What state are you in? Because ours would be like $360, right? Because I don't know, I can't do the math. Help me, Neil. I'm an idiot. Like I can't.
What dose was she on?
She's just starting, I think.
Okay.
North Carolina.
We start depending on the state. We start around 200. So
yeah. So Lauren, you can join Mochi. Join Mochi is stable because they stay the same. If you try semaglutide with Join Mochi, it's like $2 something a month forever. But it doesn't cover but that doesn't cover the med cost. So anyway, what I was gonna say.
Weird state, North Carolina.
Yeah, I know. So Lauren, you'll have to go with because if you have TRICARE, you're gonna have to go compounded. Yes. Okay. So Dawn nailed it. Damn it, you stole my thunder. Because I was going to say, when you start this, Lauren, I want you to compare your grocery bills. I want you to keep data. You want data. Because if you're saving even $100 a month on groceries, right, that's going toward your medicine. I know. Damn it, Dawn. Because I want you to look. I want you to look and see, right? So anyhow, Josh asked if we know one for West Virginia. You can join Mochi is always good for everybody. They open up their own compound pharmacy as well. So they have these cute little things they give you now. They dress things up. No, you're fine, Don. But I like data. So we don't have West Virginia. Join Mochi, Nicole Baldwin at Hamilton Telehealth or Maribel. I don't know if Maribel's still here. I'm skinny fat. Yeah, welcome to my life. Still need to do some stuff. But hey, my shoulders are looking better. Look, I actually have a little line there. We're getting there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so really just look at the data, right? And if you can cut out, I don't know. I'll cut out whatever it takes to take this. So that's me.
All right, Julie, I for some reason I messaged Jenna instead. I usually start with metformin at 500 a day and then slowly move to 100 if you need it. Some people do, some people don't. That's why I like the 500 milligram tablets because you can kind of adjust and play with your dose.
I can't finish this today. Tuesday. But Josh, you can also go to AMS Public group and hang out with us there too. We'll answer questions and stuff there. Now that I got to get Laura active because Laura and I are going to start doing more articles on school, which is our private patient database of articles and such. But we need to get more on the public group and Facebook. And stuff like this, right? So, we don't manage your dose here, but we can talk about stuff. But yeah, it's so, these drugs are just life-changing, which is why we work so hard to do. Oh yeah, Fridays. I forgot about Fridays. Thank you. Thank you, Dawn.
Hims is getting in the ring too.
So when I went to try in the very beginning, I went to Calibrate and Sequence. I don't even know if Calibrate's still a thing. Sequence went with Weight Watchers. And Sequence told me that I wasn't fat enough. try our supplements. And I'm like, I'm not going to give my response because I don't want to get in trouble.
You probably would have spent more on their supplements without any success.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly.
Yeah. Oh, Lauren, if you have high cholesterol, will you be safe? You will not be safe keeping the high cholesterol. You will be safe on GLP-1s that are treating that high cholesterol. Oh, I don't know anything about pomegranate. That's good to know. Oh, welcome, Pam. Welcome to the fam, Pam. Welcome to the big dysfunctional fam we got going. Is it okay to take and work out high intensity? Yeah, my husband does.
Yep.
I'm not a high intensity workouter. Hey, but you know what? I didn't scroll on my bike workout yesterday. I did the one that Trainer Road told me to.
Nice.
So yes, and the ones with the short little sprints I can do, but the ones with like the longer ones, I really shy away from those because it's really working hard for like 4 whole minutes and
It's hard.
I don't want to do that.
Like
But
an
I did.
FTP test.
Yes. Oh my God, I hate those. So now they do, Trainer Road does an AI FTP now. So I don't have to do the FTP test.
Oh,
Nice.
I know, right?
what else will you dread? God, those are horrible.
They're bad.
No, right. Like I just wouldn't do them. I have hypotension. I'm scared it'll make me faint. Well, the biggest thing is I would take care of yourself when you take them. Because the reason why people faint is because they're not doing the thing. So when you're with AMS, right, which you wouldn't be, but I hope to God you'd find a provider that is similar to us so that they could take care of you, which is why we recommend Nicole Baldwin at Hamilton Telehealth or Maribel at Maribel Telehealth, because we recommend the protein and the hydration and the things of taking care of yourself. Now, these aren't things that you should be doing on just isolated on GLP-1s, right? Because we have people who can't take GLP-1s who are on just metformin or Contrave. And yes, you can take Contrave with a GLP-1. Sassy, wait, why do people faint? Because they don't drink enough fluids.
Yeah.
Or they have a heart problem and they're barking up the wrong tree. So go to the ER if it's a problem.
Yeah.
And someone said, it makes you tired. I teach dance fitness and I'm exhausted. It doesn't make everyone tired.
Some people feel
There are some
energized.
people that report fatigue. We suggest and have found this very helpful, adding in a bit of fruit at the lowest part of your fatigue during the day. Add in a little fruit, a few apple slices, a few orange slices. Sometimes that little bit of glucose will help with the exhaustion.
And I want to readdress tired equals calorie deficit. Yeah. And part of that is you have to be in a calorie deficit, right? You know, when you actually successfully dieted back in the day where you'd be like, oh my God, I'm so tired. But you can feed the machine, right? Good point, Jessica. If you don't like it, you can stop.
That's true.
There are no glycemic effects.
Yeah.
Stabilizes.
Up above, looking to lose 35 to 40 pounds on semaglutide. What would a starter dose be in cost? And do I need blood work? And they're in Texas. So starter dose, we start everybody at the lowest dose if they're naive to GLP-1s, which would be 0.25 for the semaglutide. The starting, I think it's around $150 for the cheapest place in Texas for us right now. We do not require blood work, but we do require you to have a primary care doctor. And then our monthly fee is $89.
Oh, Lauren, ask all the questions. That's why we're here.
Yeah, please.
When you ask questions, I'm getting a drink, by the way, speaking of hydration. When you ask the questions, we can answer. And then we answer for everybody because everybody has the same question.
B12 injection versus sublingual. Neil's got the great information on that, but absorption is the same, right?
Absorption is the same for all the routes, whether it's IM, sub-Q, sublingual, oral. It all increases your blood levels very well. B12 is very easily absorbed. Having said that, some people don't find any benefit when they take oral sublingual B12, and they have lots of energy on intramuscular or subcutaneous. So if you're one of those that it gives you like that energy and that's what you're looking for, I say go for it. Just like with injecting like in the stomach versus the back of the arm, it really shouldn't matter, but it does for some people. So I would go for it.
So Lauren said, has it caused deficiencies in vitamins or minerals? We sort of treat it like bariatric surgery because your intake drops so dramatically once we hit your dose. So we make sure you're on a good multivitamin, have a primary care doctor, all the things. Pam, you should probably, it's 2:00. You'll probably hear from us before they're done at, well, technically today.
Maybe. Might be tomorrow. But yes, wait, we will send you a group text.
Yeah, we'll text you.
I want more in 2024. Yeah, I did not see a question from you. So go ahead and type it in again. Let's see what happens. Sometimes it doesn't put it up there.
Or sometimes
like
it filters the comments for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Tell people not to take drugs and get
Tanya, the lipo B injection, same thing. Like if you like them, they do well for you. I say go for it. Some people get them and they're like, eh, and other people like reorder them all the time because they love them.
Yeah, some people love them.
So Lauren,
good.
Maribel, are you on here? Because I don't know. I don't think
I saw her.
Carolina, or I know she was with the, yeah. Hamilton Telehealth is Nicole Baldwin. She will take care of you. Maribel Telehealth, Maribel. Maribel will take care of you. I can't remember who's what states. Maribel, there you are. You don't have North Carolina. Thank you, Maribel. I know Nikki does. Nicole Baldwin does. But right now she's taking a break from the video states, so I don't know which ones those are. But worst case, I don't know anything about pomegranate, but Join Fridays and Join Mochi are both very good as well.
I want more in 2024. As a former runner, any advice on starting over on these type of things? Maybe a more specific question. Like any advice I'd give a former runner, the same advice I would give anyone else. Start low, stay hydrated, get in your protein, hang in there.
Yeah, and if you're needing refeed days or whatever, like, keep your dose a little lower so you have a little bit more appetite. And or like some people have done, they plan like let's say they have a long run at the end of the week, that's kind of when the shot starts to wear up, so they're actually able to fuel up for it.
Hold on, Jackson is with pomegranate, so we can get some info. I'm looking it up too. I don't know anything about pomegranate. I don't like when I don't know things. Well, a lot of these places are popping up. I looked up pomegranate. Don't just Google pomegranate.
All right, this one's for Courtney's new phrase. Just getting through the day. I'm stalled in calorie deficit, eating right, starting Manjaro of 9 of 2022, down 60 pounds with 50 to go.
So stalls, we first focus on our pillars. We'll say them again. We love our pillars. Our first pillar is protein, 100 grams a day minimum for women, with a goal of 50 grams of that by lunchtime. Along with that protein goes good food quality. Focus on whole foods to the best of your ability. Protein forward. Get your protein in first, and then the other stuff kind of works it out with some fruits and vegetables. Adequate sleep, 7 hours a night of restorative sleep minimum. Stress, how do you mitigate the stress in your life? We all have stress, but what do you do to mitigate its impact in your life? And movement. Those are our big pillars. If you're hitting those things, hitting your protein, we have to ask, how do we know you're in a calorie deficit? If you're not losing weight, you aren't in a calorie deficit. Mathematical hard truth. It's not a fun one to hear, but it is the truth. The calculator may say you're in a calorie deficit, but if you aren't losing weight, you aren't in an overall calorie deficit.
Hey, Jackson, the only question I have is, where are you in the 813? I am a Gulf Coast of Florida gal at heart, so I like to know where you are. Because I'm on the website. You guys, it looks like you do a lot of what we do, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. And let me
front loading the protein. So yeah. We front load the protein because it's been shown if a breakfast of 30 grams or more of protein, am I hitting those numbers right, Neil? Yep. That overall your caloric intake for the day, just doing that alone, not saying on a GLP-1, but just eating, people that eat a breakfast containing 30 grams or more of protein tend to eat 300 calories less per day overall. So that's why it's a satiety factor. If you'll focus on your protein first and foremost, you have better decision-making ability later in the day.
It's free half pound right there.
right?
Let's see. Why is tirzepatide more expensive than, oh, it moved, semaglutide?
Better drug. And it's actually
Cheaper.
not. Wegovy is more expensive than, well, in the compound world, yes, but Wegovy is more expensive than Zepbound. Oh, nice. All right. So Pomegranate does all 50 states, PR, and Guam. Based in Wyoming. All right, fine. We don't like you anymore. Just kidding. I'm a big fan of Florida.
I gotta ask this then. Do you have a compounding pharmacy that ships to Guam, or do you have one in Guam?
That's a good question. That's a great question. Do I have ideal number for how many calories you should while Jackson's answering that question? Ideal number for how many calories you should subtract from maintenance. We always recommend tracking your own calories to the best of your ability, which has shown to be 30% off in all populations, including dietitians. But track and then look and see what you're eating and then decrease. Be careful of compound pharmacies because of sterilization. Yep, we talked about that earlier. And Neil will say repeatedly well, Neil, you say it.
The problem was from back in the day, there was a pharmacy that got really lax with their compounding, and they were providing steroids that were meant to be injected into the spine, and they were not doing all the follow-up testing. They weren't even actually testing their samples for sterility. So a bunch of people got a horrible fungal meningitis. Things have changed dramatically since then. Now they are required to like keep their samples, like a test sample, and like keep testing it for sterility. So we're way past that. So I don't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing that it happened, but things are a lot safer now.
Yeah, awesome, Jackson. We will tell people that we do not have their states to go to Pomegranate because I know Mochi used Hollandale mostly since they opened up their own pharmacy. They're kind of shifting in that direction. And awesome that you have translators for 50 languages because we will get people. We cannot take care of people that are not English speaking. So heck yeah, that will go straight to you guys. That's awesome.
Anybody that comes looking from Guam, we'll send them right to you.
Yep, for real. I mean, I actually have an acquaintance whose parents are in Puerto Rico, and I'm like, I don't know, but now I know.
Yep.
So nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we truly believe that a rising tide lifts all boats and that there are enough patients for all of us. So Mississippi, is that the weird one? Provide compound in Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, California as well. Yeah. So which is great. So all right, that's good. You guys got it down. We're not that big. Can I get a prescription for the compound and get it at the pharmacy? No, because pharmacies, well, it depends. If you live in Houston, you can get it from Empower and they'll let you pick it up. Yet. Not in Massachusetts. Yeah, right. We're not that big yet. Oh, thanks. Lord knows. We've grown so much. We're just walking up that little staircase, doing the best we can for people. So yeah, it depends. So if you're in Houston and there's a compound pharmacy there that will let you pick it up, we can do that and not charge you the shipping fee, but that's only a very select few pharmacies that will do that. So how the aesthetic offices get the compound in, they do build a clinic, ship to clinic. So they pay the pharmacy, they buy it just like any other supplement or anything else. They put it on the shelf in the fridge. And they give it to you, but they also charge you for the procedure of injection. And if they are charging insurance, they charge it for a procedure of injection, which is a good chunk of change. Nice. Yeah. Well, so Maribel for Mississippi, is it that but if they have a pharmacy in Mississippi, can it ship to Mississippi? You know what I'm saying? If it ships within state, isn't that what Louisiana's deal is in California? Is that the deal? I don't know. We don't go to those problem states.
No, Louisiana was something different, but Mississippi may be one of those that just has complete peptide restrictions.
I can't remember. Yeah. But Mississippi also changed the laws recently, didn't they, or something?
I think so.
We have a small local compounding pharmacy. I wonder if they'd let you. First of all, it may not be any cheaper than getting it shipped. Like Empower. It's Hollandale or Empower. Yep. I hear you. I don't know Why don't we use Hollandale?
I don't think we've looked into it. Let's put it on the list to look into it.
Oh, we did.
I think we did, but I don't remember why. But I'll ask her. She already called Cypress and they're sending an email.
Okay.
Queenie's our pharmacy communicator. All right. Might as well, especially because if Hollandale's losing, yeah, I'm gonna, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hollandale has good packaging. Good to know. Good to know. So we need, we're not gonna go, I won't use Strive. They use salts, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, so patient feedback is on Hollandale being weaker. That's interesting. We'll look into it and see, because we have patients who'll say that one of our pharmacies is weaker and the other one is better. And then literally the same pharmacy in reverse will get 3 patients that say the opposite.
Yeah.
I had somebody that started, they switched from Mounjaro to Zepbound and they felt it was stronger. Same dose. So it's literally just a different label.
Let's say different label around it.
Wow.
So again, but we say this all the time. The body is dynamic, right? I can overeat the drug. If I have a high sugar meal, it will be like I did not take the drug. Now, part of it is Hollandale's water. Okay, we may not go there. I don't know. Queenie's going to check in, so we'll see. Hollandale and Red Rock. I asked Red Rock. I got nothing back from them. Friggin' crickets, man. Whatever. I don't like, well, and that's part of our thing too, right? Your product can be great, but if you give crap service, we're not doing it.
Yeah.
That you have to be able to, we have to communicate. We have to have, I want data. I want you to write back to me. I want you to tell me, and that's kind of the thing, my mom's using Hollandale and loves it. And she's just name brand and compound. Yeah. So, okay, cool. Strive I heard was the best. They use salts though. I'm not going to use them. So that's a hard no. I won't use anyone who uses the compounded salts. So
Strive I heard was the best.
Strive one of the ones that said they would freeze it as well, which really they don't use salt. Okay, maybe they used to because this is 2 years ago when I talked to them. So maybe they. All right, maybe we'll go back.
Get to them. I don't know. I've used 4 different compounded pharmacy semaglutide, and I felt nothing different between any of them. They were all the same. And you've used 4 or 5 terzepatides with burning is your only difference that you noticed.
Because I'm a weenie.
Yeah.
We don't use ProMed Texas. What pharmacy will cover New Mexico? Oh, that's a good question. Does anybody happen to be on that sheet?
I don't even think it's listed on that sheet because we don't have New Mexico yet.
Okay, so Jackson, maybe that was the issue, that they were one of the ones that froze it. And I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm just not doing this. I can't in good faith do that. Because I didn't, and they weren't super good. The burn, I did say it. I should not say that and scare people.
No, because other patients have come back and said it didn't burn or it burned a smidge. It's everybody's a little different. Could just been your body composition for the day, basic, acidic, who knows?
Probably sugar.
Or sugar.
Same dose, different pharmacy. Higher terzepatide is more expensive. Okay, good. Maybe so. Somebody used salt, and I can't remember who it was. We've been through quite a few pharmacies. Some were super legit, had great numbers, sterility on point. All the reports were good, and then they were doing shady stuff out the back door. How can I help that? I can't do that. There are humans involved. We don't know that part. So hold on. So New Mexico, who would be? South End, the problem with South End is they won't let you prescribe. So we just completed our whole thing with South End, and they're only going to let us order with their protocols. I'm like, but I can't do that. So yeah, so I can't, like, I want to order 30 milligrams of terzepatide for somebody. I want to order that dose for 4 weeks of 7.5. But they automatically escalate and they have these weird protocol dosing. And they said we could not do it any other way. And I was like, that's bizarre. So, so the weird thing, Mounjaro never gave me diarrhea and Zepbound does, like, immediately. They both come from Eli Lilly, and literally it's a different label slapped on the pen.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is this, if, their quality control got a little bit better. Because I mean, in the beginning, people were going like this 10, moving from 7.5 to 10, and it was lots of people, and then going right back to 7.5 with better results. So I don't know if the 7.5s were overdosed a little bit,
Maybe.
you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
comment somewhere.
Stonegate.
Somebody said something was troubling and I missed it. What was it? Hold on. I don't see anything. I missed the comment. I didn't get the comment because somebody said FDA FD Damily. Sorry, I was reading as FDA. That's concerning, but I don't know what it was. Stonegate is terrible. Well, they're not terrible if you want to wait 3 months for your meds.
And their meds were good.
yeah.
They had a great price. It's just that you're never getting them.
Remember how we found out, and maybe it's better now, but we found out that with the pens, the volume was not always exact. And that may be the reason for even on the same dose. I mean, again, our bodies are dynamic, and even when I was on brand name, 1 week felt a bit different from the next. But then we realized some of the pens there was a margin of error in the volume in the pens, and that could be why some weeks were more impactful than others.
So here's the bad news. I asked this sheet to be updated, and it's not updated with all of the states served. So I can't tell you who does New Mexico. I know Empower does. Jackson could probably tell us.
Yeah, I know Empower does, but I don't know. I don't think it's listed on our graphics because we don't send
No,
out.
but it should be on the admin compound sheet as I asked. We done.
Gotcha. That, yes.
Please hold. You guys take it for a second. Empower does for us. Yeah, that's probably, I know Empower would.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. I
Would you-
think Jessica's question.
I think she was talking about the loose stools, gallbladder checked. My experience with gallbladder is if it's acting up, it's causing pain. Like that's it. It hurts. There is no lying.
Yeah, it's hard to say. You might have had the issue before you were on meds. It's possible it's after, because sometimes, you can increase your risk of getting gallstones because you have a bunch of basic, fat cholesterol floating around, and it is possible when you lose weight that it happens.
Yeah, I mean, it may be like hyperfunctioning or dumping bile too quickly, but as far as if it's like a diseased gallbladder that needs to come out, that there's no mistake in that pain.
Let's see. Denise is
Yeah.
asking, what dose of Ozempic is the sweet spot to lose majority of the weight? Did we answer that one?
No, it's
Okay.
I don't know that we have that information on Ozempic specifically. The weight loss doses for Wegovy, which is also semaglutide, were 1.7 and 2.4 milligrams. So I would venture to guess that with Ozempic, it would be the 1.5 and the 2 milligram, or it's 1 milligram and then 2 milligrams. So I think as a practice, I feel like we find a lot of people hit a sweet spot around 1 milligram of semaglutide, at least for a little while. Do y'all
Yeah.
think so?
Yeah, I think everybody's a little different. And she's saying she's at 0.5 and lost 14 pounds in 2 months, which I think is fantastic. That's a great
awesome.
loss. Yeah, I think she's
Really
disappointed. It sounds like she's disappointed with how I'm reading it. And I think that's a great dose. And if your appetite's still suppressed and you're still losing, I won't even go up. I
Yeah.
lost all my weight at 0.25 and 0.5. Never needed to go up.
Yeah. Yeah. If it's abundant, because it could be just timing, it could be not related to the meds at all. So definitely I agree with checked out. Well, when people blow it off and say it's just the med, I'm not going to get into that. just because you're on a GLP-1 doesn't mean you don't get things like GERD or gallbladder disease or colon cancer or anything like that. Okay.
Or
That's
what
all I'm
was
gonna
it? Esophageal cancer.
stomach
Yep.
cancer. Mhm. Mhm. Yep. Don't blame it on the med.
Now, if you're on like 0.5 and you bump to 1 and all of a sudden you have nausea and diarrhea that goes away in a couple weeks, it's probably the med.
Right. Agreed.
But perpetually and then you go back down, you still have it, it's possibly something else and you need to have it looked into.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, we got another couple of minutes. I'm just trying to scroll and make sure we didn't miss anything.
Yeah, it's weird. It'll be a little slow and all of a sudden, boom, tons of
I know, right? I'm like, wait, I can't do it all. So yeah, we missed, how about this? For the last couple of minutes, if we missed any questions, please type them back in because we don't sometimes miss questions. I really hope I don't get banned from TikTok. Well, if I do, if I ever get banned from TikTok, go to YouTube at watchdrmo.com and we'll do stuff over there. I try to keep my stuff evergreen over there. So if you ever miss a live and you want to go watch it, Lord knows why would you, but you know, they're all at watchdrmo.com. Julie, see you tomorrow. And what she means is that our patients get an extra live session. So, but if you have any other questions, sometimes we don't see them. So I want to actually review with our pillars. So let's do this. Ready? I'll take stress, right? So first pillar is stress. How are some ways we could mitigate stress? There's exercise, there's therapy, there's getting outside in sunlight. There is, for me personally, I'm like the remedial person. I need a 12-step program. I need to do meditation. I need to have things. Thank you, Denise. I need to do all the things, right? I need to do everything. So, all right, somebody take protein.
So protein, females, 100 grams a day minimum. Guys, 150 probably grams a day minimum, with a goal of 50 grams of that by lunchtime. And then food quality. So if you eat your protein with your meal first, or have your protein shake first, and then let fruits and vegetables kind of lie where they are, you'll typically be successful and things will sort themselves out.
Next would be hydration. Make sure you get your hydration in. It's not a specific number because everybody's a little bit different, but your pee should be relatively clear. We like electrolyte drinks because you're not eating as much as you were. You're not getting those electrolytes in from your food. So we like at least one electrolyte drink a day, whether it's Pedialyte, Body Armor Light, Gatorade Zero, Liquid IV, whichever one you like and you'll drink, that's the one to go with.
Forget your Celtic sea salt in your prime.
I add salt to everything. Yes.
But that will also help when Lauren was worried about fainting.
Yes.
Making sure your salt content is up. If you're already hypotensive, you gotta watch that for sure. All right.
And then sleep 7 hours a day.
Movement.
Yep.
Well, you can hit the stress with the movement, right? We're not talking necessarily doing CrossFit for 2 hours a day.
No.
We're talking about walking around the block.
Yeah, if you're already sedentary, you're not doing stuff, start walking for 5 minutes a couple times a week is a start, and that's fine.
Yep. Make sure you get cleared with your doctor, of course, because we're not it.
And we had one question. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Suggestions for hair regrowth along with protein: 1 year semaglutide, 65 to 50%, down 65 pounds, 50% hair loss, coming in thin and slow.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what's gonna happen. Yeah.
The only other thing we really like is biotin, 10,000 micrograms a day.
Dawn, I'm walking like 4 to 5 miles a day now. Like, who am I?
Way to go.
I know, that's fantastic. So anyhow, but thanks to everyone who showed up and kind of gave us the info on what's out there. And, we always like to know, be on the ground, see what's going on. We're going to keep doing our thing. So if you have questions, go to amspublicgroup.com. If you're not in our states, if you are in our states, go to amstelehealth.com. Or if you're not sure, go to amstelehealth.com, check out our states and see where we are. So we will see you. Is it next Monday? Or I think the next week's live is different. I'm supposed to say this. Hold on. Shoot. I can't get off of here until I figure it out. Next week's live had to change. So we're not going to be here on Monday next week.
Tuesday, you mean?
Or Tuesday. Yeah, we're never here on Monday. That's hilarious. We used to be on Monday. Next week, we get to have a fun Friday. So we'll be here on Friday next week at 1 o'clock. So Doug, if you missed it, go to what is it? watchdrmo.com, or you can go to watch AMS. Watch. But if you go to watchdrmo.com, you can look at the whole stream, and then we'll see you guys next Friday, and we'll put a thing up on Tuesday to remind you that it's on Friday.